It's May 6th, 2016, and this is the Canadian Mental Health Association's 65th Annual Mental Health Week, the purpose of which is to raise awareness and to end stigma around mental health issues and to support the people that are suffering from it, as well as their families. And I have some direct personal experience with this because of 6 years ago, just over 6 years ago, my wife and the mother of my daughters committed suicide after a long and tragic struggle with bipolar disorder. So I know the havoc that mental illness can wreak on not just the people suffering from it directly, but also those people that are closest to them. So what I wanted to talk to you about today was how do we take direct and personal action to make a difference, right? I mean, so campaigns to raise awareness are important, and they spread the message, and they can play a significant and important role in ending the stigma around mental illness. But at the end of the day, I find it sometimes difficult to believe that, more awareness is what's needed. To me, what's needed is more action. And how do we take that action? Action is the most important and the most meaningful action is action that we can take ourselves, not latching on to something somebody else has done or creating a hashtag on Twitter or all those things. It's not that they can't be effective, but a lot of times, they make us feel good more than anything else, I think. So to me, what I want to talk to you about today is vulnerability, right? Because to me, the decision to cultivate vulnerability is the most personal and direct action that each and every one of us can take to make the world a better place. So what do I mean by vulnerability? I mean having the courage to look yourself in the mirror and be honest and without judgment about who you see staring back at you. Finally, without judgment. It's being willing to share your story with people. We all struggle. It's part of our humanity. We have moments, the greatest of moments, and we have the lowest of moments, and we struggle with all kinds of different things, whether it's our spouse, our parents, our children, our work, our weight, our health, our mental health, or whatever it happens to be. Our struggles are what form, part of our humanity, and we all have them, but we don't all share them because we are so afraid that we will be judged, labeled, even persecuted if we are open and honest about the things that we struggle with, because we don't see anybody else doing it, right? So what do? We hide. We put up a wall and we create a persona of somebody that's got it together, who knows what they're doing, knows what they want, is going after it, and we do not share, all of ourselves with each other. So then we wonder, geez, I wonder why it is that people that are struggling with mental health issues, for example, or anything else, but we'll use mental health issues here. Why don't they share their struggles with us? That's odd. Maybe we need to do something to create awareness. No, that's not what we need to do. We need to be open and honest about ourselves, right? Because it's our unvarnished humanity that contain the threads that bind us together. So when you have the courage to stand up, show up, and be seen, all of you, people will feel safe. Again, regardless of whether they struggle with mental health issues or not, that's not the point. The point is that when you're open and honest about yourself, you create a place of safety for other people to be open and honest about themselves, right? I can't tell you how many times I've stood up in front of large groups of people and talked very openly and honestly about things that I've done, sort of in the depths of the darkness when my wife was struggling with bipolar disorder. I did some things I was very not proud of, right? I did my best. Sometimes my best really wasn't all that good. But the point is I've been open about it because it happened and there's lessons there. And, I want people to understand that anybody that's going through something like this is going to have, some pretty low points, right? That's just how it is. But the important thing is that I've had people come up to me, many people come up to me afterwards and say, I was not afraid to tell you what I'm about to tell you. I'm not afraid to tell you what I'm about to tell you, even though I've really never told anybody else, because I know You will not judge me. And they're right. How could I? You know, in order to be able to tell those stories about myself, I had to be able to not judge myself. Otherwise, I never would have had the courage to tell them, right? So I guess my point that I'm trying to make is start living your life in a way that creates a place, a safe harbor for people to rest in when their seas are stormy. Share your story. Don't be afraid. There's so much power in vulnerability and accepting yourself and losing judgment and freeing yourself from ego. When you do that, the impact you're going to have on the world is going to expand beyond anything you can even imagine right now. So, in a nutshell, take action. Take action by choosing a different path about how you live your life and stop being afraid. We all struggle, every single one of us. You're not unique. You know, our stories contain the commonalities that bind us together. So instead of putting up walls and, focusing on our differences, no, just be open. Be open, and people will rally around you, and we will connect based on the things that we have in common. And there are more of them than we think. So again, thank you to the Canadian Mental Health Association for everything that the organization does to support people with mental illness and for raising awareness. And